are you, Maegan? Maegan is going to come up and share us our welcome to the city.
Like they said, my name is Maegan Romero. And before I begin, I do want to say thank you for giving me this privilege to be up here. I am a little nervous, so I'm sorry. So as we continue to talk about bridges, I want to share my personal experience on how opportunities may seem so small at the beginning when they're given to you. But once you put hard work, once you put dedication, and once you put determination, I guess you could say, they could become something so great. Eric Handler stated, "Most do not understand the wonderful opportunities life gives until they're looking back." I was raised in a home where I didn't have everything I wanted, but I had everything I needed. Both my parents didn't get their education. They didn't surpass grade school, to be honest. However, I was instilled in me that education was the key to success. Their actions also taught me that to be successful, you had to be a hard worker. So at the end of my elementary years, they enrolled me in the best decision of my life, which was Irma Rangel Young Women's Leadership School, the first public all-girls school in the state of Texas. I know, it was a big deal. And so being accepted there, along with the 7 years that came afterwards, were the best opportunities of my life. I was introduced to Bridge Lacrosse when Edie was in charge. Those were the best times ever. Edie had a great heart for us, for underprivileged communities, to introduce lacrosse to us. She did everything in her power to give us the ability to not say no. She gave us shoes on our feet to be able to play. She gave us equipment. She surprised us with lunches. She was the most amazing person that I could see, and she was one of my workers to build my bridge. So we're speaking about bridges, and the way I see bridges in life is that bridge is a way to get to your purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have a reason why we're born here. We didn't just come into this life just to take up air. So while we live in this life, while we're born, while we're being taught our morals and our raisings, that becomes our foundation for our bridge. And once our foundation is set, it's up to us to see what we want to do with opportunities, what we want to do with those concrete to create our bridge to get to our purpose. And so with Bridge giving me the ability to go on my first flight back in 2010, I was so freaked out. I was able to go to 2 states. When my mentality was so narrow, I was like, I was born in Texas, I'm not leaving Texas, I'm gonna stay here. I'm like, I'm just gonna settle here. My family is born here. My family wasn't born here actually, but like my family, my siblings were from here. My family is here, so I'm gonna settle here. But that wasn't God's plan. Later on, my sophomore year, I was able to go into an architecture program, which was in Michigan. Oh, Michigan. Michigan's like up here, and like Texas is like down here. And so I would continue with the mindset that I wanted to just make money. I wanted to support my family. I was the firstborn, so that was me. I had to take on the duty to support my family. And so I chose engineering. Being a lawyer had too much reading, so I just chose engineering. It was much easier. And so as I continued in my sophomore year, I took this step out of my comfort zone. That's one thing that Irma really pushed you to get out of your comfort zone and to be a difference. But especially as women, we had to be in those areas where men are the ones dominated. We need to take power, you know? And so, I'm sorry. and so in sophomore year, I took this initiative to go to this architecture camp. I was like, let's give it a shot. It popped up everywhere, so I'm like, why not? And it was then where I took my life turning point. I changed engineering. I changed my family's dreams to my dreams. The first person who he spoke about, there was 2 different students. I was here. I had the dreams of my parents. I wanted to fulfill my parents' dreams, but I never built a dream of my own. I never had a future of my own. I always had the future of my parents. And I'm not saying family is wrong, but sometimes being an empty body for someone else is kind of wrong. You have to make sacrifices for yourself. To be able to build a bridge, a strong, sturdy bridge, you have to make sacrifices. You have to know what to make of the opportunities that are given to you and know how to nourish them. If your opportunity is given unto you and you just leave it to sit there, it's not going to grow. It's just going to stay there. So that's an opportunity wasted. And so I took architecture. So I left behind engineering. I got to my senior year, and on May 1st, I committed to my #1 dream school, which is in Southfield, Michigan, Lawrence Technological University. I am now going on my 2nd year in college, pursuing my master's in architecture. And I could say that this first year was the hardest year of my life. Leaving behind my family, my rock, was really, really hard. I met some amazing people in this amazing school, and I made the best friendships, I made the best connections. However, you can't forget that. That's what makes you grow. And so in this first year, I did a lot. It was a roller coaster, to be honest. College is not what the movies tell you it is, especially being an architecture major. So like, I didn't sleep, I gained weight, I ate like at 3 in the morning, and it was terrible. But I got the best. I got tears, I got success, I got failures, I got stabs in the back, but I also got great friendships. And at the end, I could share my greatest accomplishments was my 2nd semester, one of my projects was selected for the school's architectural accreditation program. So each professor from each class has to choose a project in which best represents the class, and then it's sent to the school for it to be able to get examined and see if the accreditation of the school is able to maintain. And one of my projects was selected. And then I was also selected for the residential assistance programs for the year 2015-2016. So even though I left my family behind, I was able to make them proud with taking a load off their backs. I got scholarships. I pushed hard to be able to get financial aid, and I did. They didn't have to pay 1 cent for my school. And this upcoming year, they don't have to pay either because I'm being RA, so I get room and board. So that's the thing. But what I want to leave off is that even though life may be hard, even though life may just bring so many hurdles upon you, even though we may be in upper class or maybe in lower class, maybe privileged or unprivileged, we all have the same opportunity and the same chance what we do with our opportunities. Our opportunities, if it's not nourished, is just going to die. And so, I guess you could say the words I want to leave with you is my school's creed, which is the best words that could be of encouragement to me, which is I believe in the beauty of my dreams. I believe hard work and resilience are the pathway to success. I believe in the pursuit of excellence. I believe I am my sister's keeper. I believe I am a leader and I can make a difference in my community and the world. I believe in living a healthy and safe lifestyle. I believe in myself. And so if opportunity and nourishing my opportunities got me here, and I'm not done, I can't wait for what's to come. Thank you.
Maegan, I just want to ask you a question if I could, put you on the spot. So you said that you received the best of college, and you included your tears and your failures in that. Could you say another word or two about that?
Yes. So being talk here. So when I was growing up, I grew up really close to my family. I was the oldest, and I have 2 babies, not my babies, but my siblings. So our family was really close. We were grown. I was raised with a lot of limitations. So that's when you learn to rely only on God and on your family, because those are the only people you could trust. And so I cried tears because I missed my family, but I also cried tears because I knew that the sacrifice that I was doing was for my family. I was setting a bigger example. I was putting the expectation much higher for my family. They didn't only have to look at Texas. They didn't only have to see that the limitation was Texas, but the world was their limit. The skies was their limit. And so you said tears, and what else did I say?
Failures.
Failures. Oh, yes. So we don't want to talk about our failures, but it's something that we all have to say, because that's what our bridge is about. When we build our bridge, there's like reconstruction and redesigning, and that's what makes our bridge stronger and what makes our bridge better and everlasting. Something can come and hit it, and it will stay steady. It will be strong. And so I failed a lot of tests. I failed at choosing my best choices. My first semester, I experimented in so many things that I do not wish to say, but those were my failures. But I learned and I was able to pick myself up and say, this is not my lifestyle. I have to be strong in who I am. I have to set an example. And I have to know how to learn from my failures so I won't mess it up. I'm like, I'm up here. Why am I going to mess it up when I was given such a beautiful opportunity to be here? And so we have to learn how to take the test that you failed and study for it, and then make better choices instead of going now to study. Choose your friends wisely. I say it again, choose your friends wisely. Whether it be in high school, middle school, or in college, the people who you surround yourself with, that's the person you become. So that I made a lot of failures in there too. So make connection with your professors. Thank you.